right, guys, so everyone on their desk, if you have week 1, 2, and 3's content, I would take them out and have them on your desk. It will help you when I reference things. So I do want to talk about Saturday. This Saturday, you have your first mock exam. Boo is right. I am absolutely not looking forward to it, but it is what it is. Here we go. So every single one of you needs to bring only 2 items. I would bring a pencil. You need a pencil and a pen. You're going to take your multiple choice in pencil because I'm trying to make you think like actual AP day. So you're going to take it in pencil. You're going to write your FRQs in pen. On the AP exam, if you write in pencil for your FRQs, they won't score. And it's a pain in the butt to read, and my life would be sincerely improved if you guys wrote in pen. My eyes would greatly appreciate it. So that's what we're going to do. So the only 2 things you need to bring is a pencil and a blue or black pen. That's it. I'm providing everything else for you. The exam will start promptly at 8 o'clock. So I don't want you there at 7:30, 7:45. 8:50 is when I'd plan to get there. So when 7:50. I would plan to get there, so in case you're a couple minutes late, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. At 8 o'clock, I'm going to start shouting out directions. There's going to be 163 kids in that cafeteria, and they're all mine. There's no Toledo. I usually have about almost 400 kids. Now I just only have less because I have half the kids because Toledo isn't doing it with me. That being said, it's going to start promptly 8 o'clock is when I'm going to start shouting out directions. What's going to happen is I'm going to start the first directions with AP Psych is going to pick up a Scantron and the multiple choice. Then you will sit somewhere throughout the entire cafeteria and you will wait for me to say go. As soon as everyone sits down and grabs their stuff, then you sit down. Then as soon as everyone's seated, then we start. The fastest I've ever done it is 8:06. We have the official start. The slowest I've ever done it is 8:11. Okay? And that's with way more kids.
We'll be done at 12. Right?
You'll be done at 10.
At 10?
Yeah. Yours is a 2-hour exam. So, with that being said, you're going to spend 70 minutes answering 100 multiple choice questions. As soon as you finish that multiple choice, you're going to wait it out. Okay, so you might as well go back and look over your answers and stuff like that. Then you're going to turn in all of your multiple choice, and you're going to take a 10-minute break because I'm going to model it. I want you to see exactly what it looks like. You're going to go out, take 10 minutes, and that allows me to transition until the next test. Does that make sense? It's also helping me out. So you're going to go stand outside for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to have the FRQs and white line paper for you. So when you come in, you're going to pick up the FRQs and the white line paper, and you're going to go back, sit wherever you were, and then when I call start, then you begin. Now, as soon as you finish your FRQs, if you finish them in 25 minutes, you're done. You leave. You staple your FRQs together, you drop them off to me. You're not hanging out waiting for everyone else to finish. That's such a stupid waste of time. But it is important that you see the transition between the multiple choice to the FRQs, which is why we are going to take the break, and it helps me out, and I really do need help. So with that being said, as soon as you finish your FRQs, if you take time on the FRQs, you're going to be there till 10:15, 10:30. If you finish, you should be done. You'll be transitioning around 9:10, 9:20, depending on how quick we start. My goal is to start as quickly as possible because I need to start grading as quickly as possible. Then you could be out much faster. So depending on how long it takes you to write the FRQs, you will have, of course, the 50 minutes to write. If you don't finish, then that's it. If you finish early, you get to leave early. Morgan?
How many FRQs are there?
2. 2 FRQs, all different sections. You know, they have the A, the B, the C, and you'll go through what?
There's only 2 like writing papers.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You have a very simple exam. Not like the one you'll be listening to. So, while you're in there, AP World is also testing. You are going to hear me interrupt you multiple times. Because while you are doing your 70 minutes worth of multiple choice, they've already done 55 minutes of multiple choice. Then they're transitioning to the SAQs. While you are going to go outside, as soon as you guys come back in, essentially I'll be calling time for the SAQs. They'll be going out as you guys are leaving. So, you'll be hearing me call. I will make it very clear who I'm speaking to. And pretty much most of the calls aren't for you. Keep in mind, my AP World kids are going to be there till about 12:15, 12:30. They have a 4-hour exam. You have a 2-hour exam. Okay? With that being said, My children are going to be heartbroken when you when you leave. It is the saddest thing when you see the AP World kids just like watching all of the AP Psych kids leave, because it's just heartbreaking. Because they're literally just got their DBQ and start writing when most of you are going to get up. And they have 2 hours and 10 minutes to write an LEQ and a DBQ. So their hearts are broken. And they saw the prompts, so they know they're going to get rocked. And they're just sitting there like, I have 2 hours and 10 minutes to dig myself out of this hole. And then all of you are getting up and leaving. It's the most heartbreaking thing. I've had a kid like tear up because the kid had no idea what to write, and everyone was leaving, and he wrote me a couple paragraphs of why watching you people leave is the worst. He's like, I wanted to look like I was busy, so I wrote this for you. It was fine. I read it, and I laughed, and 0. It was the easiest score.
0 pity points.
0 pity points. Absolutely not. What?
How much is it weighted for every?
It's 100 points. It's 100 points, but your first one
I thought you
is
said-
heavy, moderate, curve. It's 100 points. It's going. If you don't, you want to get points for showing up. Now,
Yeah.
huh? It's
so
100
like,
points.
If you don't do like super.
Okay, there's a super heavy curve on this one. I don't want you to study for this. But if you sit there and you Christmas tree it, I'm going to blow you up on points because that's a real crap move to make, especially since I'm going to have to grade it. Does that make sense? Do you see the reason why I want you to at least try? If you try and you get a bunch wrong, you're going to be fine because there's a super heavy curve. At the end of the day, I want you to see what you do know and what you don't know. That's the point of this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because when we go over the answers next Monday, you're going to see, oh, I have a huge problem with biology. Oh, crap. I know nothing about sensation and perception. I'm not asking you to study on Friday. Friday, I'm not thinking about you. I'm leaving school on Friday, and I'm going to go out to dinner with my husband, and I'm going to pretend like Saturday and Sunday are not going to be the worst weekends of the year. Because they are. Yeah, because I have to grade all that. That's this Saturday. What?
If the curve puts us over 100, will we get extra credit?
No. No.
Wait, no.
I'm sorry, you're definitely not referring to me. So that's how it's going to go. That's how I'm expecting. Now, the only entrance into the mock exam is going to be by the PA store in the cafeteria in the back, in between the cafeteria and the football field. That's the only door that's going to be unlocked. I'm going to have a big sign that says mock exam entry here, and you're going to see my bright red Mini Cooper. It's going to be parked right outside. That's the door you're going to walk into. You're going to come into the cafeteria. I'm only unlocking the school for what I need, so you can't wander around the school because you're going to set off alarms and the police are going to come. It's going to be real awkward, and I am not saving you. I'll be like, they're probably thieving from other places. They're only supposed to be in the cafeteria. It's on you, not me, yes? So make sure you stay where you're supposed to. There are bathrooms. You'll be using the faculty bathrooms if you need them while you're there for 2 hours. But yeah, and then after your exam, you need to take your cars immediately as soon as you leave. Last year, Toledo and I had like 4 kids leave cars, and we waited for like a half an hour, and we both got annoyed, and we left, and we locked them in. So they couldn't get their cars till Monday. So I'm warning you now, if you go to brunch with a buddy and you leave your car behind, it's getting locked up, and you ain't getting it till Monday. And I've got no sympathy because I'm going home to grade essays. Cool. All right, everyone's clear on the expectations for the mock exam. Everyone has an understanding. Now, last year it was a 50-50. The first mock exam, there was no air conditioning, so it was hot and you were sweaty. I was sweaty too because I'm sitting there miserable like you. The second one, it was Arctic.
Oh, yeah, no.
And it was freezing. Oh, yeah. So you have a 50-50 shot. So I would wear a T-shirt and bring a sweatshirt. Because I have no idea what the weather is going to be like in that damn cafeteria. So plan ahead. Make sure you're ready to go. All right. Questions, concerns about mock exams. If you signed up to make up a mock exam early and you're on my little list, then it starts today. So whatever day you sign up with, whether today or tomorrow, but that's it. That's it. All right, here we go. I'm going to start on history and approaches. My history and approaches review is going to be about 5 minutes because you're going to need more time for research and you need my help for biology. How this is going to work is I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, cover the big stuff, fill in any details and stuff like that. What I would suggest you do, if you don't know something, you should write down, hey, I clearly don't know, like, cerebellum. No one in my 4th period knew what the hell cerebellum was. So I had everyone write down the word cerebellum, even if you can't get the definition down. Does that make sense? So on the top of my notes, I would write week 29, day 1. And I'm going to tell you we're going to start with history and perspectives. So if you know all of these answers, then guess what you definitely don't have to study? History. And there you go. So when I get to research and you don't know a damn thing, guess what you should be taking notes on? The things you don't know about research. So this is targeted studying here, people.
When you're talking about research, you're talking about like the hypothesis and the
Yes.
double blinds and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, here we go. On your whiteboard, who's the father of psychology? This is the first section of your book. So if you've gone through the first section of your Barron's book, this should be very easy for you. Who is the father of psychology? Avery. Wounded. What branch of psychology did Wounded create? Good. What is it, T? Structuralism. What is the second branch created out of structuralism? Now, be honest with yourself. If you know these really well and you don't have to look at your notes, then good for you. If you're struggling and you have to look at the notes, I would make a note on my notebook paper saying, I don't know these so well. Gabriel, functionalism. What is the only tool used in structuralism? Like my boy Nico over here is straight up killing it. He's got no cheat sheet and he's just throwing down his knowledge. Crushing it. Some of you are looking at notes, which I'm not mad about, but it's also important that you're aware that you don't know it. Does that make sense? Nico, what is the only tool?
Introspection.
Introspection. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the gentleman behind functionalism? Killing it. Killing it. Killing it. What is it, Morgan? James. William James. William James is from what country? This will then start this country in leading psychology. No. Who is it, Elijah? The U.S. He is from the United States. He goes and starts working, I think at Stanford, to be quite honest. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the approach created by Freud? If you don't know this, please leave my class. Like, truly. How many times are we going to cover this crap? What is it? JR? Psychoanalytic. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is based on Freud but also includes other people like Carl Jung and Adler? Good. What is it? Valentino? Psychodynamic. On your whiteboard. What is based on John B. Watson research? It's the only one to measure what we do, and it's not based on thinking. Based on what we do. Ella? Behaviorism. Guys, if you think about what I'm telling you, it should make very clear sense what I'm describing. Especially after the last 2 weeks when we did disorders, when we did it by branch, and we also did our therapy by branch. Okay? So, what is when you're looking at the whole rather the individual components? It's based on sensation and perception, and it's founded by Wertheimer. Wertheimer is a very German name, so it's got to be pretty German sounding. What is it? Morgan? Gestalt. Absolutely. On your whiteboard, please tell me. This looks at understanding the patterns and progressions of memories. They only care about the mental processes. And this is founded by Piaget. Are your major people? Good. Good. What is it? Maddie? Cognitive. On your whiteboard, they believe that humans have unlimited potential and are separated from their animal past, and the major person is Maslow and Carl Rogers. Jackson? Humanistic. On your whiteboard, this is all based on Darwin. And they believe that today's humans are not that different than our past. What is it? Kristen? Evolutionary. On your whiteboard, this looks at both social and cultural, components, and they study how they affect you. What is it? Max? Sociocultural. If you can answer those, you're good. That's it. Now, when we first did this worksheet on day 3, week 1, this was really hard to remember. Remember your test? You probably didn't do so well on it. Now, this should really make a lot more sense. Can we agree? You know who these people are. You know what they study. If you come across a history and approach question, just sit there and logically break it down. You know this stuff. That's a review for history and approaches, people. We're done. Okay? So, if you don't have this sheet of paper, I would definitely find it. It is very helpful. So, how should you study for your test on Friday? I would be looking at your focus and your study guides from those weeks to study for your test on Friday. And you're, of course, doing your Barron's book. Does that make sense? All of those things are exactly what you need to be doing. Okay? Now, your diagrams and stuff, you should also be looking at. These things are huge resources. Okay? You should be looking at those as you go through. Your Barron's book mimics the pattern we did for school. Okay, history and approaches, research, biology. Next week is sensation and perception and whatever else. It follows it. All you have to do is look at the weeks of your original scope and sequence, find out what weeks they are, and all that content should be right there. If you're not looking at your previous content, you're a complete moron. You worked hard for no reason. The reason why we worked hard all year is so we're prepared for today, or not today, 7 weeks from today. 7 weeks from today. So, in 7 weeks from right now, you should be getting ready to come into my classroom. And I've got an awesome pump-up video for you. It's going to be great. We're going to do a little rally. And then you're all going to march over there together, and it's going to be awesome. All 97 of you are going to shove yourselves in here, I guess. I don't really know. It wasn't really a well thought off plan, but it's fine. So, that's going to be 7 weeks from this moment. Isn't that exciting?
No.
Actually, 6 weeks. It's 6 weeks from this moment. It's 6 weeks. 7 weeks is AP World. There you go. See, we already shaved off a week for you, Avery. All right. I am transitioning to research. So if I was you, I would open my notes to week 2, focus and study guide. So if you did well on your notes, I would then write research as your heading, so you know that you should be looking at research. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when, what is the group that does not get the meds called? What is the group that does not get the medication called? Good. No. Good. What is it, Christina?
Control group.
Control group. If you didn't know that, I would write down the word control group under research. At some point, you have to take responsibility for what you do and don't know. Does that make sense? This is how we're going to try to figure out what you do and don't know. What is the group that gets the meds called? Oh. Good. I got 3, 4. Jackson, what is it? Experimental group. Who can raise their hand and tell me why do we have a control group and an experimental group? Who can tell me? David.
To see if there's a placebo effect.
Okay. No, you're not wrong, but it's not the best answer. Jackson.
To see if the drug actually works.
To see if it actually works for what? We need to what? Comparison. We want the comparison. So, for instance, if you have, what is the experiment example I always give? Well, bears do come up a lot. What is the experiment that I use and when we talk about control groups and experimental? Gabriel, stop wasting my ink.
Wasn't it the loss of fat?
Yeah, weight loss drug. Okay, so if I'm in the control group, on your whiteboard, what am I given if I'm in the control group? Do you see the difference, JR? Good. What am I getting, JR? Placebo, which is also what, David? It's a sugar pill. So, I'm in the control group and I'm getting a sugar pill and they tell me I'm getting a sugar pill. I'm getting told I need to eat healthy and exercise. Okay? If I'm in the experimental group, I'm also given a pill, which is the actual drug. I'm given the same directions as the control group. Do the people in the control group know they're in the control group? No, it's hidden from them. So, at the end, if my control group loses an average of 4 pounds, and my experimental group loses an average of 5 pounds, does the drug work? No, absolutely not. If I'm in the control group and they have the average weight loss of 10 pounds, and my experimental group has an average weight loss of 30 pounds, does it work? That's why we have control groups and experimental, so we can have a direct comparison with people in similar situations. On your whiteboard, if I put out a bowl of candy right here to see if you are going to steal it. I'm going to set up an experiment to see if you would steal from me. I put a bowl of candy here. What is that called? Good. I got 3, 4. No. 5. No, you're right, honey. 6. What is it, Alexis? It is the independent variable. Why is it? What makes it the independent variable, Alexis? It is what? Who controls? The experimenter controls is your independent variable. Now, JR, what's your favorite candy?
Reese's.
Peanut butter cups or the Reese's Pieces?
No.
Peanut butter cups. So I have full size Reese's peanut butter cups over here. JR was like, oh hell yes, I'm stealing that. JR steals my candy, slides it into his pocket as he walks out of my classroom. What is he doing? What is his behavior of stealing candy called? Good. What is it, Jackson? The dependent variable. Why is it the dependent variable?
It's what he did.
In reaction to the... There you go. Can he steal candy if I have no candy? Now, JR, you're more than welcome to steal Reese's peanut butter cups today. There's none up here, so good luck. The independent variable, you can only be dependent if the independent variable is there. Okay? On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when I just pick people's names out of a hat and say, I'm going to give these people surveys, and I'm going to put these people in my control group, I'm going to put these in my experimental group. Patrick.
Random sampling.
Random sampling. What is it called if I wanted to ask the population here at Plant High School what they thought of the president? So I went through and I found out that 67% of our population is white. So I make sure out of the 100 people I survey, you're wrong, I have no right answer so far, that 67 of them are white. I know that 13% of the population here at Plant is black, so I asked 13. Is that it? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good. What is it called? What is it, Morgan?
Representative sample.
It's a representative sample. If you didn't know that, write that down. That's a lot of you. Morgan, why would we do a representative sample? What is the benefit of that?
To ensure that every, population is equally represented, not one is
Is it more accurate or less accurate?
more accurate.
Significantly more accurate than random sampling. Why would we choose random sampling over representative? See? So much easier. I can just walk out there and just say, hey, you fill this out. Hey, you fill this out. Beforehand, for representative sample, I'd really have to sit down and kind of plan out who am I going to ask, because I got to make sure I have the same amount of seniors, juniors, sophomores, okay? On your whiteboard, please tell me, what do we call mean, median, mode when they're put all together? What do we call mean, median, and mode? When you find the average, when you find the median score. Good. JR, what are they?
Descriptive statistics.
Descriptive statistics or inferential statistics. Why would we use them, JR? All of you need to pretty much write it down except for 2 of you. Why would we use those, JR? Why would we use inferential statistics? Why would we look at mean, median, mode? What is the whole point of them? No, standard deviation is a whole other beast. Guys, so think about it. I asked the population here at Plant High School, how do they rank their teachers? Okay, everybody had 8 teachers to choose from. All right, rank your top, rank all of your teachers. Fine. Okay, then I have to combine all that information. If I just showed you all the raw data from all of that, is that going to be overwhelming?
Yes.
So, why do we use descriptive statistics? To simplify the data and make it easier to do what? To compare. That's the whole reason. If I know that Miss Bennett got 90% of the most hated teachers on campus, I will say, oh, I knew it. But if you just showed me all of the kids who voted to hate on Miss Bennett, that won't really show me my weight in comparison to others, correct? Does that make sense? It's there for comparison. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is when one increases, the other one increases? So the more I study, the higher my grade gets. What is that? Good. What is it, Maya? Positive correlation. What is the correlational coefficient range? When we look at how positive it is or how negative it is, what is the range? No. Good. What is it, T? -1 to 1. Guys, some of you should be taking some notes down. Some of you are getting these wrong and you're not taking the appropriate notes. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the most common type of research tool used to collect data? You've probably taken hundreds of thousands of these in your young lives. Good. What is it? Ella? Survey. Please tell me what type of research collection is very specific on one or a very small group of people. It is used to learn more information but cannot be generalized. So if I did one on Christina and I looked at her life here at Plant High School, I can't assume that everyone here at Plant High School has a similar life. What is that, Christina?
Case study.
Case study. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called if I wanted to look at Plant High School, if I wanted to know what Plant High School teens talked about at lunch? So I changed my outfit, because this is a very Miss Bennett outfit. Okay? Changed my outfit, put on my little hoodie, and I go sit out there, not to be, trying to be low key, so I blend in. What type of observation, what type of data collection is it, Alexis? Naturalistic observation. Who is the most famous person for naturalistic observation? You need the last name. You can't just recalculate. I'm a girl. You need to be a little bit more specific than Ace Lady too. Who is it, T? Jane Goodall. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called if the day-to-day experimenter and the actual participant do not know if they're in the control group or the experimental group? What is it called when neither of them know? What is it, Avery? Double blind. When you have a double blind test, you're trying to eliminate what? This goes back to your comment earlier, David. Good. Good. What are we trying to eliminate, Gabriel? Experimenter bias. What is experimenter bias? Guys, observer bias is incorrect. Observer bias, that's for observations, not for experimenting. What is, Gabriel, do you know what experimenter bias is? No. Elijah, help me out.
Experimenter bias is when the experimenter will encourage people in the experimental group to discourage people that are in the control group to try and get like if it was like a weight loss drug.
Yes.
Be encouraging people that were in the experimental group so that they would lose more weight.
There you go. It's people trying to influence the outcomes because there's cash money involved. Cash money, that was redundant. But that's too much rap I've been listening to. What can I say? Lil Wayne, man. What can I say? All right, here we go. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the actual rules of the experiment called? So if I'm going to put candy up here, and JR and a bunch of you are going to steal candy that are Reese's peanut butter cups, are peanut butter M&Ms, which are not... I found out today, McCray and I may be getting a divorce for the mere reason that he likes Butterfingers. Exactly. Only horrible people eat those. They're so disgusting. They're so disgusting. I found that out this weekend. It is operational definition. Goodbye. They're disgusting. Have you ever had one? Butterfingers are so disgusting.